All right, so I've missed the perfect ABC correction. Um, really could kick myself in the head for not shorting back here or even right here. But it's looking like this is about to break through the low here. Doubt very seriously this is going to be a double bottom and then go back up. That's not what it's looking like at all. It's looking like it's about to come down, at least come to this, back down to the white trend line, maybe 71.44, and then bounce up. Excuse me, but it'll likely come down through that. I don't know how long it's going to take to do that, but this is probably the next wave lower, the fifth wave. So if this is wave 1, and then this is the end of wave 3, with a kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, then we're just now starting the first wave of the fifth wave. And I have no idea what that fifth wave is going to look like. Maybe it'll come crashing down. Maybe it will only come down to the blue line and then turn back up. But most likely we will come down to the bottom of the channel, because that's just kind of the way price works, from one side of the channel to the next. So anyway, this is a 240 minute. Let's look at the weekly. Here's the weekly with all the channels drawn. Now I'm using the back adjusted contract. So this is kind of like looking at a continuous contract. And the continuous contract low is back here at about 64 whatever, 64.50 something. But the actual low I think was about 32 and some change. So if we could break through this low over the next few weeks, maybe in the next couple of months, then we could be putting in a decent low, something like this or something like this, where we'll have a push back in the opposite direction. So I think we need to come down and make a strong low before we'll have any significant push back up, if that makes sense. So maybe come down to the bottom of the maybe come down to the bottom of the pitchfork here, where we have the trend line intersect the pitchfork. Doesn't look, that looks like a long way down, but when you look at some of these moves back here, it would be nothing out of the ordinary, really. Especially if it takes a month or two to come down this far. But anyway, I'm not going to be trying to hold that long. Maybe I'll just hold. Essentially, I'm looking for a place to short today, and then I'm going to leave for a couple of days for Thanksgiving. So I don't know if it's going to set up for a short or not. We're about to look at that now, but I'd like to hold maybe for next week as we try to get down to a new low. So we're right now almost at this little fib confluence zone at 92.90. Sorry, 72.90. So we'll have to see what it looks like when it gets there. I'll probably be gone by the time it breaks through that. And then the next spot really would be the 65.38, which is way down here. So there's kind of like a little air pocket here where it could maybe it could pick up some speed or reverse back up off of this 72.90, come back up to the median line, and then come down. If it does that, then I'll get stopped out. If it comes through this and just keeps going, then I'll make pretty good money probably. Hopefully I don't get stopped out here. But anyhow, this is the daily chart. You see we have these two pitchforks on the daily, and they kind of come together way down here. That's a really long way away. Let's take it down back to the 240. So we're getting a slight push back up now. We've had kind of this break through the midline of this trend channel, pulled back to it, and then we have a lot of the volume come in right here. So this probably is going to be just a minor correction and then maybe make the next wave down. I'd like to see it pull back up into this area here though first, before coming down, and then hopefully come down to maybe 71.56 right here, 71.44. That would be my first target right here. So maybe over the next couple of days we'll get down to this area right here, and then maybe over the next couple of weeks we can get down to 68.50, like right here maybe. So that would be where I would love to get down to by well, that's just the 30th. So maybe by Monday. We'll see. Whatever. But what it could do would be something like this. But anyway, I'm going to put in an order here if I can find a spot. So this is the 30. Let's do the... let's run all the channels. Okay, we're bouncing off of the median line right now. Okay, these come together right here. So that could be a spot. It's a pretty long way away though, but it's moved $4.50 in just 5 days. So I doubt this move is over. But right now we're pulling back, so hopefully we can pull back up into this zone here, up into this bar. This is where I'd like to pull back into, this bar. So let's have a look there. We've got the low here, and we've got the low here. And see, that's perfect. That's right. That's the size of that bar. So I'll put my order in up at the top of this bar with a stop behind this high, because this is a nice little A, B, C. So hopefully we're starting that next push down. So I'll have my sell in right here.
Order pending.
With my stop about right 48, so we'll say 50.
Order pending.
52, that's fine. Let's run some fibs. Oof, look at that. So that is a good little spot right there. I don't know. Could be like a leading diagonal or something here. Let's see. Okay, here's the 15-minute. What I'm thinking this might be a leading diagonal out of this ABC correction. So this might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go from 2 to 4 back to 3 to find the end of 5, as I've done here. So if this is a leading diagonal, then wave 3, each wave is made up of 3 waves instead of 5. So we have 1, 2, 3. Alright, and it would look like this. And, in which case we've broken through that and then pulled back to it. So this might be the kiss goodbye here. But if this is a leading diagonal, then we should retrace a good bit of this back up into this little sweet spot here, hopefully. And then I'll be able to put on a short right in there. At which point my risk will be pretty low, because I'll just have a stop right above this little high right here at about 52. Alright, so now looking at a 5-minute, the channels here on the 5-minute didn't quite give us the low here, huh? Let's see. Okay, that one did. That would be great. Look like we're gonna, break out to the upside and then break out, fill my target, and then come down. I mean, fill my sell limit there. That would be ideal. Yeah, there's the 78.6 right there. Perfect. I think I will bring this back down a little bit. Put it right there at 14. Just in case. Looks like I'm going to miss it though, but whatever. We do have a climax bar here though on the 30-minute, breaking this low. So chances are this thing will find some support when it comes, well, it's testing the area now. We're only 10 minutes into this bar. So, I got about another 20 minutes before this bar closes. Okay, so I'm just going to let it rip. I've got to get out of here. It's already 9:41, so hopefully I'll get filled on this. See, I'm expecting it to come back into this bar, this really high relative volume bar in the overnight. So this was 10 p.m. last night. So anyway, hopefully it'll come back into this range, fill the gap like we see on the 15-minute chart here. And this is obviously a very important low that we've gapped through. So I would imagine we will try to come back and fill that gap, hopefully filling my short in the process. And yeah, that would be great. So hopefully over the next couple of hours I'll get filled and not stopped out. But it's looking like I may not even get filled. So I'll come back Sunday and check this thing out. Hopefully we'll be right around here Sunday night at about 71.44ish. Kind of curious what's going to happen on Thanksgiving, because this is, a world market. It's probably not going to be affected as much as you might think. So we could see this thing pick up to the downside after making this beautiful ABC correction and going into the fifth wave. I'm sure a lot of people are expecting this thing to come down, so I just hope I can get on board. I hate to leave an order unattended like this, but I've got my good till canceled stop. Chances are it's not even going to get filled, but we'll see on Sunday night. Okay, so this is pretty incredible. Never expected something this dramatic would happen. This is just absolutely crazy. So look at this on the weekly, straight down to the bottom of the pitchfork and the bottom of this white trend channel. Now, probably would have gotten out right there on Friday before the close, but you know what? I don't know. Maybe it'll just come right through that tonight. This is Sunday, so the market's about to open on Sunday night. So what a massive, massive down bar that is on the weekly. The only problem is not very much volume for such a massive down bar on the weekly chart. See on the daily. Yeah, a little bit more volume on Friday with a little bit narrower range than we had on Thanksgiving. But look at that, right down to where this median line, well, see, this is the median line. This is the lower line of this median line. So right where they're actually coming together right here, but you can see this bar is touching both of them and the bottom of this white channel there, the white trend channel. Whew, I didn't think it would come down that fast, but man, that is pretty incredible. That's probably the widest ranging bar that we've had, and I mean, this bar isn't even that wide. No, that's a huge, huge bar. See, that's a very large bar. Let's just see comparatively what this is. So that's $6.88 on that bar. And then on this down bar, we have about $5.21. Alright, so let's see what this one is. $5.81. So not, pretty huge, but we've definitely seen that before. It's just dumb luck, really, But look at it, right down to the perfect target. So this might be a great place to just go ahead and get out right at the open. But I think what I'm going to do, I want to see what happens at the open here in a little bit. Let me see if I can figure out another target below this. I guess at 64, 65, 38. Okay, so there's the open, and it is coming down. So let me have a look. Here's what I was thinking before. If this is wave A down, and then we've got B made up of A, B, C, then this is, maybe 1, 2, and then 3 down. And then after 3, then we maybe have some kind of a strange triangle 4 or whatever, and then have the 5th wave down to the ultimate low, at which point we bottom and then go back into a bull market. So if this is going to be 3, then 161.8, we're already through it. So possibly, I don't know, man. Maybe the 64 will be a good target. I'm just going to wait and see what it looks like here in a minute. I'm just going to tighten up my stop. Goodness gracious. Here, let's just look at where I got filled at first. So that's where I got filled right there. Perfect. That's awesome. And then it rolled over on that churn bar. See, this was higher relative volume than the previous 2 bars. Closed off of its high, and then we went back up and tested that high on higher increasing relative volume. And then the next bar was very high relative volume per range, hence the yellow bar, the churn bar. And then it rolled, and then it just came way, way down, which is kind of crazy. So if I were trading this live on Friday, that would be my little A, B, C target right there, and then try to go back up on low volume so we have no demand on that bar. And then there's the doji on increasing relative volume, and then it rolls. So that would be the short right there. There we go. So let's see. I'm going to let it ride for a little bit and see what happens. 65.38, so we're already through that, but what is this low? 64.51. Okay, so I want to see it break that, and then I'll get out. When it breaks that, and see, this is not the real low, this is the continuous contract low. So the real low is about 32 or 33, I can't remember. But it's marked here as 64.51. So if we can break that, then I'll get out. What did it just pop 20 ticks? See, this is just dramatic moves now. It's moving 20 ticks in less than a couple of minutes. I'm tempted to just get out right now, but I'm going to let it ride, see what happens. And if we can break this 64.50, then we should get a nice little pop down a little bit further, and then I'll get out. So that's 972 ticks on one trade. That is definitely a personal record. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing's, going to come right down to that line, and then boom, push right back to the open here on Sunday night. Pretty incredible. So that's only over an hour on Sunday night. It's just come straight down, almost 3%. That is pretty odd. So crude oil is acting crazy for sure. Look at this. I don't know that I should have gotten out. It's come right through everything. I probably shouldn't have gotten out, man. But that's way more than I ever thought I would get on a single trade. That is just crazy. Yeah, we've got a lot of support coming in now. So, see, this is, I didn't even go over this chart. This was the target for the 5th wave. Never imagined we would get there over 2 days. But, if this is all wave 1 down, and this is 2, and then 3, 4, 1 through 3 back up to 4, gives us 61.8 for wave 5, and that's where we're at right now. So, pretty incredible. Anyway, I'm going to hang it up and do some emails. Pretty awesome. My adrenaline's still going here. Yeah, that's a good place to get out. So I did okay with that. Getting out right where I did. You know? But like I said, it probably will come right back down to that spot, but still, I mean, I managed to get a lot out of this trade, so I'm pretty happy with that. Never imagined it would be, this was my target back here. So never imagined it would be, $5, $6 below that. Yeah, this is probably going to be a reversal right here. Look at that. 1400% churn bar, massive relative volume per range. Pretty interesting what's happening in crude right now. Like I was showing on that weekly chart, we have broken the continuous contract low. Remember, the actual low in cash was about 32 something or 33, so we've just barely broken that low. So we may rush right down to the bottom of this trend channel, but man, I would imagine we're going to put in a pretty strong low here any day or any week now, and then get a strong push back in the opposite direction. So maybe this will set up for a really nice short covering rally. We'll have to wait and see what that's going to look like. But man, what an awesome trade.